For those of you who are interested and haven't heard about this before or are just curious, this is going to take you through what we call in spirituality an ego death. It is the exact internal process, it's an emotional journey that happens within you that will literally elevate your entire way of living. You guys are definitely going to want to stick around for points 3 and 4 because together it forms the actual way that you will process this information that makes logical sense to let go of the ego attachment. And I'm really excited to take you through this today because this dawned on me and I wrote this process down, and all I've wanted to do since then is share it with you guys. So if you get offended by people, or life isn't the way you want it, or you don't have the things that you ultimately want to have, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to tap out of that energy and be in your power. And for those of you who don't want to miss another upload, every week I take these spiritual concepts, break them down into practical steps that you can use to live an elevated life and manifest your dreams. So if that's something you'll be interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and you won't miss another upload like this. So this world consists of 3 main things, and I speak about this in my videos: people, places, and things. There are certain relationships we want to have, and we feel a lack by not having them. There's certain things we want in our lives. There's also certain places that we ultimately want to exist in. Maybe it's in another country, maybe it's in another state, or whatever it is for you. There's people, places, and things, and they make up our experiences in life. Now, the important thing to realize is that they are all a reflection of a deeper state of self. And the biggest problem that comes in, at least for me, that I wanted to share, and I'm sure a lot of people experience this, is we don't know what about someone's energy or behavior is the reflection. They might be cruel, and we go, but I'm not cruel. I'm going to show you how to pinpoint where the reflection exists in its entirety in people, places, and things, so you know what shadow work to do. And that's what the points 3 and 4 are going to help me with explaining to you guys today. So we start off with number 1, which is allow the feeling. So you see my little drawing at the top, it's someone being shouted at. And if you're in that energy where someone is cruel to you and they say something hurtful, okay, and you feel that pain, you must allow yourself to go, I don't like that. Like, I'm actually uncomfortable by the way that conversation went. To become aware of it first and allow yourself to feel the discomfort has to be step number 1. So you allow yourself to go, that wasn't cool, I don't like it. And that's where the first confusion comes in, because people think that that is the reflection. And it's a layer deeper than that. That's what we're going to get to. Point number 2 is to diffuse the discomfort. The way that we diffuse the discomfort is, and here it comes, the most important part, understanding. If we understand why someone is being cruel, it helps us not feel offended. That is to diffuse that discomfort. We allow the discomfort and then we diffuse it. And I'm going to give you a really good example. You phone up this person and they just start screaming at you because you've suggested something out of kindness, and they start having a go at you and you have no idea why. And then you find out, oh, they've just gone through a death. You immediately release the discomfort because that understanding has provided clarity as to why the behavior even happened. So this is what we have to do. We allow that discomfort and then we diffuse it with understanding. So let's use a completely different example to make this make sense. Someone is screaming at you and they're jealous of you. And you are sitting there going, I feel uncomfortable. Then you figure it out. Oh, they were jealous because this happened, and that jealousy has made them act this way. The solution to that discomfort, whatever you found, that understanding that diffuses the discomfort, is the lesson. That is the reflection. That is what we possess within ourselves and are using in our life. And it's reducing our experience on this earth. So that's what we have to do, is accept that whatever we used to diffuse and create the understanding of their pain that caused the discomfort is the reflection. So if it's jealousy, we are embodying jealousy in some way. And once we accept, oh, I'm doing it, this is the hardest part. Your ego does not want to accept that the reason someone is being not cool is what we are possessing. This is what the ego will try and hide from you. It will try and manipulate you to say that's not it. But that very energy is attacking yourself to a degree. It's where you go, oh wait, I'm being cruel to myself. In essence, that understanding that allows us to get past the discomfort of someone being not cool to us is the reflection. And like I said, it's really hard to accept. It's not the easiest part, but this is the hardest step, and then you move on with so much ease. So you accept that the jealousy may be in you. You accept that the uncertainty may live inside of you. Whatever you found as an understanding to solve that discomfort is in you, and then you have to find out why. So you ask yourself, and it will always be from a misguided good intention. And that's point number 4, to find that intention. It will never be out of malicious intent unless there's certain emotions you experience that do create that experience for you in this life. But ultimately, it will come from self-preservation. That's like the overarching theme with the intention as to why there's jealousy. So I'm using jealousy as an example because it's just working. The intention comes from, I was just trying to take care of myself and I was worried there weren't going to be other opportunities for me. That brings you into point number 5. Forgive that misunderstanding. Because it comes from a good place, you can forgive it in you for exhibiting that reflection. You can go, it's okay that I was feeling jealousy because it came from wanting to take care of myself. It wasn't because I was trying to be cruel to other people. And that acceptance that it came from a good place that was a bit misguided makes it easier to forgive yourself and others. Because everyone's a reflection, so in forgiving yourself by finding that understanding, you will be forgiving them too. So you let go of the burden that your ego is holding onto. They did you wrong. They were cruel. That you can let go of when you come to that understanding. So once you've forgiven yourself for this misguided sort of intention that allowed jealousy or whatever energy you found, whatever that understanding is, you got to link it to the fear or the scarcity that created it. So like I said, I was jealous because I was worried for self-preservation that the opportunity is now gone. So I was jealous that they got promoted and I didn't. And that very link is to the concept of scarcity. And once we feel, it was all a fear of scarcity, once we've found that core fear, we replace it with the true abundance that we know spirituality is. So instead of going, it's about scarcity, I don't have what I want on this earth. Like, we know that the universe is abundant. I'm going to give you a good way to see how that actually works, because this is point number 7. When we assume this higher power, the one consciousness, the universe, God, whatever you want to call that higher power that we exist from, like as an extension of, we have to understand one thing about that existence. It has to be perfect. It cannot be imperfect. So, for example, when we assume there's a God or a universe or a control of some sort, we have to assume it's perfection. And that allows us to make certain calls to have this faith. For one, we know that this one consciousness, this universe, this God, is a creative one, because if it were destructive, it can't destroy imperfectly. It would be against its nature. So it would destroy perfectly and there'd be nothing left but God, but the universe, but the one consciousness. So we know it's a creative because we exist. There's things. So it's not a destructive creation. Then we also take a look at a step further than that. Well, we know it's a giving existence because if it were a taking existence, it would take perfectly and there'd be nothing but that existence. So we know it's a giving because we exist. So this is the kind of concept you draw out of. So we know that there is an abundance. Because if there was such thing as scarcity, it would be perfect scarcity and there'd be nothing but that existence. So abundance is a condition of the universe and it's something we have access to. That will allow you to drop that fear. It will allow you to let go the fear of scarcity along with the jealous emotion, and that pulls the ego with it. And this is how you tap back into the spiritual vortex that is so empowering. This is how you get back to the energy you had after your spiritual awakening with a step-by-step process. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I respond to each and every comment on every single one of my videos, and I'd love to have a conversation with your thoughts on this process, this structure. And if you don't want to miss another upload, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching to this point. I hope to see your names pop up on my subscriber list as well as in the comment section on this and the next video. Mad love and light.